Welcome to this session, which is specifically on ServiceNow. We are going to understand that how ServiceNow is actually becoming a very well-known, you know, IT career for people who come from non-IT or people who are already in IT. They can switch their career into ServiceNow and can make good amount of money. One fact I want to share with everyone about ServiceNow, which I think will be making this session more interesting for every one of you. ServiceNow is one of the best choice, one of the first choice for any IT organization or for any organization for their for their day-to-day operations. So it is actually one of the first choice. This tool is one of the first choice for all the IT organizations out there in the market. This has its own monopoly in the market today, and that gives us the ample amount of opportunities where we can make our career into ServiceNow, get into it easily. It doesn't matter if we are coming from IT or non-IT background, but this is something which is inviting all of us. This is the fact which I wanted to share with every one of you before we actually kickstart this session. Okay, now moving to the next slide, I want to tell every one of you, we are starting the offer for 60 minutes. If any one of you is interested, your family members, your friends, any one of you is interested, you can drop your name in the chat box. So we are running this special offer on Scrum course, ServiceNow course, and cybersecurity. If anyone who is interested, please drop your name in the chat so that you guys can avail this offer of 50% discount on these three courses. You will have rest of the 60 minutes to think, decide, okay? And you can let us know within 60 minutes in the Zoom chat or on the WhatsApp group. Anywhere is fine. But yeah, so let me just repeat once again: Scrum course, ServiceNow course, and cybersecurity. These are three courses where we are running the offer for next 60 minutes. Okay, and the prices are in front of you, and it's 50% discount on all three. We are actually launching Thinkcloudly Labs very soon for our students who have already enrolled with us. So we are not going public with this. We are actually we are going to launch initially for our students who are signing up, signing up, in our AWS programs. So this Thinkcloudly Labs is actually meant for, for someone who comes from a non-IT background to understand that if there is an issue, how to solve it. Okay. So there will, we are basically on one click, there will be a whole environment in the cloud which will be created. But there will be one problem which we will create in the background automatically. Now you have to act as an engineer and you have to go to AWS to solve it. That's the vision we have, because here we are right now building these labs. This is really very difficult to build these labs. We have a whole technical team which is really working very hard, to create such scenarios, to document scenarios, to basically create the entire cloud infrastructure in the background. Okay, and creating a small problem over there, and then creating a validation button so that we can check whether we are able to fix it or not. So all in all, it's a lab which will give you an exposure that how the real time problem can look like and how you are going to solve it with the document. So I'm going to show you a quick demo for next 3 to 4 minutes or 5 minutes to show you how it actually works. So it's actually in a beta version right now. We are testing it internally, but I wanted to show every one of you. And this is going to be released very soon for students who have already signed up with us for in our AWS program. If anyone who is interested, we can invite you for our testing team so that you guys can help us to test this tool. So let me just switch over to my browser and show you guys that how it actually works. Just a second. Yeah. So this is okay, 1 second. Yeah. Okay. Just a second. Yeah. So this is how this tool is going to look like. Not everyone is going to have the credentials. We have to generate, our admin team will create the credentials for you so that you can log in here. When you will log in here, you will see this, see this playground, or you can say a lab where you are seeing some scenarios. So you see card 1 and card 2. Card 1 talks about that how you can attach EBS volume to EC2. This is a very simple scenario. But if you look at the card 2, it says that the user is not able to access the website on EC2. So what are the potential, reasons and how you can fix it? So let's say that I'm gonna show you that how we can attach EBS and EC2 in 4 simple steps. So I'm just gonna click on the start learning. When I click on the start learning, you know what will happen? If you click on it, we have to wait for 1 or 2 minutes because the entire cloud infrastructure will be provisioned in the background in just one click. So you see over here. So what is happening? The environment, the EC2 instance and as well as EBS are getting created in the background. So people who are familiar already with AWS terminologies, you guys will understand. And people who are new to it, please don't worry. In your sessions, you will come across this thing very soon. So over here, there are two services, EBS and EC2. In the cloud, these two services are getting created, or you can say are getting provisioned. So you can see over here, it's taking some time to create those resources, one EC2 instance and one EBS volume. So we'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes for this environment to be created. Once the environment is created, we have to go and fix the problem. Here we go. So you can see over here that the environment has been created. So this lab environment, if you look at the instructions given to us, you can see that it has given us the IAM username and the password, which we have to use to log into our AWS account. These are the temporary credentials which are given to us to solve this problem. So we have to basically go to AWS and use these credentials to log in into AWS account. Once we do this, after that, it is giving us some of the instructions that this is the instance EC2 instance ID, this is the volume ID, and this is the IAM user which is created here. Okay. After that, we have to follow these steps. Okay. We have to just simply follow these steps. We can see one step, second step, and third. We just have 2 steps here. Yeah. So we have just 2 steps over here, and we have to follow these steps. Once we follow these steps, we have to click on validate. If we see a successful message, it means our lab is completed. If we see a failure, it means we are not performing the lab in a proper way. So we have to follow the steps properly. So the idea over here is that we have to attach EBS with EC2 in cloud. Now we'll basically go and use these credentials. We'll copy these credentials real quick. Okay, I'll just click on sign in on my AWS account. I'm just trying to sign in. Oh, 1 second. I'm just signed in automatically. I have to use these credentials over here. Now I'll click on the sign in to the console. And here I'll basically use those values which are given to me. So Thinkcloudly is the account ID. Then I'll use the IAM username. And then I'm going to use password. Now what will happen that I'll be signed in automatically to my AWS account. These are the temporary credentials which lab has given to us to solve this issue. Now, if I go to EC2, okay, so I'll go to EC2 to find my EC2 instance. So if I go to instances and I click on the Thinkcloudly, I can search my instance here. So if I just copy it and I paste it here, see, lab has created this server for me, or this EC2 instance for me, which I can use for my lab. And if I see that it has created one volume as well, which is EBS volume. So if I go to volumes and I search volumes over here, I'll find my volume as well. So lab has created these resources automatically. You don't need to create them. You just need to fix the problem. The problem is that you have to attach EBS to EC2. And for that, you have to use these steps. So it says, select the volume and click on actions button and click on attach volume. So I'm going to follow these steps. So my volume is here. I'm going to select my volume. I'm going to click on actions over here and I'm going to click on attach volume. So this is what the first step says to do. So I'm going to do this. And if I go back, I'll read the second step now. Second step says select an instance. So I have to select an instance and pick your instance. Okay, we have to pick EC2 instance, which is given over here, and then we can attach it. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna copy my instance ID and I'm gonna search it here, and I'm gonna click on attach volume. When I do this, when this EC2 is attached, right, we'll wait for 1 minute, and then if I go back, now it says I can just click on validate. So to check whether the steps which I have followed, those are followed properly or not, I have to click on validate. If validate shows me a successfully validated scenario, it means I followed the steps successfully. So this is one of the lab which I'm showing you as a sample, but there are going to be very tricky situations where we are working on right now. And very soon, when we release this lab for all of our students are going to do their hands-on, and they are going to learn that how to solve real-time problems. And that's what is being expected in the interview. So this is what we are doing right now at Thinkcloudly, and there is a proper team, technical team, and I would like to thank all of our team members who are actually working on this and trying to create this lab for students who are really aspiring to get into IT. Thank you so much, team, for bringing this solution to us, and I'm looking forward to release it very soon to all our students who have already enrolled with us. Yep. So please let us know, guys, if you like this. I mean, if you really like this, okay. So that we feel motivated and we keep bringing such solutions to all of you to make sure that we are helping students. Yeah. So this is all about Think Loudly Labs. In case you want to do it, you want to try it in future, you can. Okay. Um, you can let us know. Moving to okay, let me just repeat all our offers, guys. Again, for next 60 minutes, we are running 50% off on our Scrum course, ServiceNow course, and cybersecurity. If any one of you is interested, do let us know so that we can enroll you in and we can give you 50% discount on our courses. Okay. These are some of the product and services we offer here. We have different courses: AWS, Azure, DevOps, Google Cloud, Scrum, ServiceNow, AI, data structures. Anyone who is interested in any one of the program or courses, do hit us, do ping us. And these are the services we offer: live projects, certification assistance, resume, interview preparation, and on-job support. So if you need any one of the product or services you want to sign up, do let us know. Okay, moving forward to our last section, which is going to be on ServiceNow, that how ServiceNow is really important. So I would like to, give this platform to Mrs. Hanisha, and she will be sharing her knowledge and her expertise on ServiceNow. Hanisha, are you with us?
Yes, Naman.
Thank you so much, Hanisha, for joining with us. You can share your screen and help our student to understand and know more about ServiceNow
Yeah,
and how it really matters.
thank you. Oh, is my screen visible?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah. Thank you, Naman, for the opportunity. Hello, all. So, myself, Hanisha Nukala. I have an experience of 4 years in IT industry. I have started my career with as a Blue Prism developer, then moved to ServiceNow, and now I'm with Think Cloudy as a ServiceNow instructor. So we'll move on to the ServiceNow sessions. So what is ServiceNow actually into? So it's a cloud-based workflow automation platform. It's a ticketing-based tool where most of the organizations use this tool to improve their automated or routine work tasks or their operational activities to improve and to work more effectively and to what we'd say like they'll reduce the work of the employees. So ServiceNow platform mostly involved to automate the routine work tasks. For example, the IT team, they'll work on. Am I audible? Is it? I mean, I can hear the
Yes,
background.
yes, yes. There was some echo, but yeah, we have muted. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So mostly, ServiceNow it's called as Snow in general terms. Most of them, while opting for the opportunity, they would call you for Snow developers or Snow admin work or Snow Scrum Master or Snow business analyst. So ServiceNow, it automates most of the routine work tasks. For example, you are into an organization and you are yet to receive your laptop. So it takes certain period of time, right? So there would be a few people who are into the company, and first they have to receive and then you will receive. So there should be a particular tracking system into it. So maintaining the tracking system and managing the data regarding the laptop information or application information into the ServiceNow tool is a basic example that I am giving it to you. So basically, cloud. What is cloud? Like it's an on-demand network access shared resource which helps the employees or the organizations to manage or store or process the data only via internet, only through online and internet. No need of uh, installing any of the applications into your PC or installing your databases over it. So it's just like you are storing, as an example, you're storing your Google Photos with the help of your Gmail ID, right? The same way organization will store their data and they manage their data using ServiceNow in the backend. So, what is the architecture of ServiceNow? On what basis, or on what is the basic language that they have used to develop ServiceNow is Java and Tomcat web server. It runs in the Linux in the backend. So it's the how they have developed is using Java and Tomcat, and while using ServiceNow, most of the developers need JavaScript knowledge to build new applications and to build new modules. But if we are going to use the implemented ServiceNow activities, no need of having the JavaScript knowledge. For example, only the developers, ServiceNow developers need JavaScript knowledge. But for ServiceNow, we have plenty of roles like admin, testers, Scrum Masters, and customers, implementers. So we'll get into that topic further. But
Yeah,
so
Anisha, just
for
one second. So
yeah,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. So guys, over yes, Anisha, if you can stay on that slide like this one, architecture one. So guys, what Anisha meant is that if you really want to build any module on top of ServiceNow, ServiceNow provides that flexibility that if you want to build some custom modules, you can build. However, if you are coming from non-IT background and if you are new to IT and if you really want to get the job in ServiceNow, you don't need to know ServiceNow, I mean JavaScript. You just need to know ServiceNow as a tool, and you can become ServiceNow admin. You can work as ServiceNow business analyst. You can work as ServiceNow Scrum Master, which does not require any JavaScript prior knowledge. So, but in case you want to build something on top of ServiceNow, that requires JavaScript. So don't worry that you don't have service JavaScript knowledge, so you cannot learn ServiceNow. ServiceNow is very good, program for people who come from non-IT background and they want to, get into ServiceNow admin role, ServiceNow Scrum Master role, and ServiceNow business analyst role. Yeah, sure. Thank you, Anisha. I just wanted to convey this message.
yeah. So basically, ServiceNow is multi-tenant architecture. For example, in an organization, the organization opts only for one instance, but the whole organization people around 100 or 200, how much strength they have in their organization, will use the same instance. So it's a multi-tenant organization. They'll use only the same instance, and multiple users or multiple customers can use it in very secured manner. None of them can touch their data within the users who are using it. So why most of the companies you opt for ServiceNow is it would be very useful and it would be very easy to maintain the data, manage the data, and most of the employees or customers will be able to implement the ServiceNow workflows. They can use their customized workflows in ServiceNow. So it smoothens their business processes using the system's artificial intelligence. It improves their business processes that they are following for now. For example, for few of the organization goes for waterfall model, few of the organization goes for agile model. So whatever structure or whatever things they are using into it, they can automate it very easily in ServiceNow. So what are the most key features that they do follow in why would they opt for ServiceNow, and what are the key features that we can see in ServiceNow is it's single instance based uh, tool. That is one point, and approval process will be very closely observed in it. For example, in any organization, to complete a particular task, we need few of the approvals. In any of the organization, like in hospitals or in any of the IT industries or any of the business industries, we need few of the approvals from the managers or from the team managers or the scrum masters, like that. So all those approvals policies will be handled using the workflows. And the teamwork, how many incidents they have, how many tickets they have worked on, and what are their performances, and handling all those things will be seen in the dashboards. For example, uh, if anyone are working in the IT industry, each and every year they'll go for the hike process. So they'll calculate their performance, how effectively they are working, and how many hours they are working, and what are the timesheets, and all those balancing things will be handled. So that is also will be handled in ServiceNow. The dashboards and reports, everything will be handled in ServiceNow. So, and it is completely confidential and integrity of data. So none of them can access the data. Only we will provide a few of the roles to that particular person. Only he will be able to see the data. Rest all, they can only use the data. I mean, they can only use to create the tickets, but not viewing the tickets. So what is the history of ServiceNow? I mean, how they are naming it, or who had founded it. So you can see here, Fred Lundy, he had founded in 2003, and the headquarters is in San Diego. So every year they'll release ServiceNow versions, like how most of them are using iPhone, right? So for each and every year, they'll go for iPhone 14 or 13 or 13 Pro. They'll release the versions, and they'll have a particular naming convention while releasing each and every version. In the same way, ServiceNow also releases the versions every year, and their naming convention is they'll name it in cities in an alphabetical order. You can see the latest releases and versions names over here. Like you can see here as New York, Orlando, Paris, Quebec, including with the years. Now, at present, we are working on San Diego. Tokyo is yet to release in the last quarter of 2022, that is of December. So coming to the point, who uses ServiceNow mostly? Uses ServiceNow. Only the knowledge of getting ServiceNow, what is ServiceNow and all. So IT staff, while working on their business processes, IT staff works on ServiceNow to create the tickets. That is one category of using ServiceNow. Developers, as I have mentioned, to develop new applications or new modules into ServiceNow. At present, we have ITSM, ITBM, few of the products into ServiceNow. But if any organization wills that I need to create a customized application, or I need to create a customized module in ServiceNow, then developers are required and they need JavaScript coding knowledge. Else, for rest of all the opportunities like IT staff and support team and admin and facilitator, usage of ServiceNow tool and knowledge on ServiceNow tool, how to navigate and how to use ServiceNow tool is enough. So support team, for example, in any of the organization, IT team works for installing or uninstalling the applications, or for any of the other purposes, for providing the access, all these things will be handled by ServiceNow teams. And to, for example, for any application, as you have seen our application of Thinkcloudly, right? To provide the access, we will create the username and password, right? The same way, admin's work is to handle the users, their roles and their access, and to provide the security for one department to another department, how to handle the roles and how to give the roles to the people, I mean, to the employees within the organization. So that work would be like admin work. Facilitator is while deploying from one application to another application, or from one instance to another instance, the deployment activities will be handled by one person. So when new processes or applications are introduced, like custom one, deploying from one instance to another instance, like when you get into the organization, you can't work directly in production. You have to work first in dev, next to test, next to prod. So that activities will be handled by facilitator. Next, as I have mentioned, initially in 2003, they have introduced only IT service management, that is ITSM, like handling incidents or problems or changes in the general organization process. But later on, they have introduced with ITOM, that is IT operations management, and HR service delivery as well. Recently, we are affected with complete pandemic situation, right? So no one are willing, or none of the companies are allowing us to the office. So ServiceNow has come to a wonderful product, that is safe workplace management. So they will check the health checkups and the vaccines that they have taken, their health status, and their if they are providing any CAP facilities, that status, and their group status, everything will be stored in ServiceNow, and that would be intimated to the whole group and the whole organization through emails. So that is a wonderful product that has been introduced in 2020. That is one thing. And these are all the products that they have introduced. We have a lot more, but few of them which are mostly used are these. So coming to the major customers that they are using ServiceNow is, you can see most of the companies that they are using ServiceNow as a ticketing tool. Most of the companies, you can get into it and you can just look into this slide. You can see Capgemini or Dell, or most of the US and UK companies are also opting into it, and most of the projects are from US for us to India. When we are working, most of the projects are from US and UK, and yeah, those are the places. And we are into a project with Canada also. So most of the companies are using it, and as a developers, we Indians are working over here. So what is the benefit of learning ServiceNow? Is you will have a vast knowledge. You can just improve your knowledge or skills while working into ServiceNow, like navigating to a particular tool. For example, I can just give you an example. When you are ordering a product in online, how it is reaching it to your home, the delivery address that you are providing. So that tracking, how they are tracking, and what is the exact process they are following, everything will be provided in ServiceNow, and it would be transparent. like that. Now it is highly demanded course for the next 10 years. For the next 10 years, ServiceNow would be like highly demanded, and they are paying great salary for ServiceNow. Scrum Master, you can just say that per hour $70 or per hour. I have seen within the applications that I got it. So they are paying a high salary for ServiceNow developers, and we will give a promising career in ServiceNow, professional advancement. And if you are going for any certifications, that would be an adding point for your career. So how to go for ServiceNow certification is we need to follow a particular process. We need to create a web assessor account, your personal email ID, and you have to create a Now Learning portal. You will find all the materials to learn or to grab some knowledge in Now Learning portal. After grabbing those knowledge, that knowledge, you have to go for a voucher, then attend for an exam. So to improve your knowledge for each and every year, you need to go for a Delta certification. If you are going for a certification this year, next year you'll go for a Delta certification for the same course that you have done. So the main course that most of the companies opt for is CSA course, the fundamentals of ServiceNow. So that would be an add-on mark or add-on point to your certification. So that is it. Any questions for me?
Yeah. So guys, any question for Hanisha? If you would like to ask, please unmute yourself and you're free to ask questions on service now. Any questions so far? Or you can drop your question in the chat box.
Yeah, I have a question, please.
Yes, friends.
Yeah, I just want her to explain to us again the last slide that she just mentioned about ServiceNow and how to register. I think she said you have to register the first one and then you take the other one. I didn't really get her clearly. Can
Okay.
she again? Thank you.
Yeah, so Prince, he's talking about the certification. Let's imagine that you attend the program with us and you would like to go for the certification exam. Then she was just telling you the process of it, that you have to go and register on the website. There's a portal, certification portal, and you have to register over there. Yeah. So she was just telling you the process of registering, registering with ServiceNow for certification exam.
Can you show us again? I want to can I do a kind of snapshot so I can.
Yeah, sure. So Anisha, if you can stop sharing the screen, I'll take care of it. Thank you so much, Anisha. Let me share the screen and I'll share. If you want to take the snapshot, you can take the snapshot. Just a second. Yep. Yeah. Not this. Yeah. So this is the web assessor.com. This is something which you can register for ServiceNow. But this is certification, friends. I want to clarify that this is not for learning. This is not for learning. If you want to attend a course or program, you have to let us know so that we can register you for the course. But this is just for your certification. This is not for the program. Okay.
I got a question.
Sorry.
Yeah, this is Martin.
Hi, Martin. How are you doing?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I got a question for those that are already doing AWS, that have interest on the service now. Is it something that they can do both at the same time?
So the people who are actually pursuing their program with us on AWS, we highly recommend to go with Scrum Master. Okay. And the
Okay.
people who are who haven't signed up in any of the course, we can provide free consultation where we will help you to understand whether you should choose ServiceNow or you should choose AWS. But again, I repeat, if you have already signed up for AWS, then the next should be your Scrum Master, because when you combine the knowledge of technical, which is AWS, and the managerial, which is Scrum Master, your profile and resume becomes hot in the market. Now you can imagine that HR of different organizations or recruiters, they are looking for people who possess both skills, technical as well as managerial. So that's why if you are already going through one of our technical course, either that is your ServiceNow or you know AWS, Azure, DevOps, then the next path should be your Scrum Master so that you can easily combine it. So ServiceNow is one of the technical course, and Scrum Master is the managerial course. So yeah, that's the difference between both.
Yeah, hello, can I ask a question?
Yes, please, promise. I
Yeah,
promise.
I want to understand. Yeah, I want to understand. If I want to do DevOps, is it not better to combine DevOps and AWS?
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I was talking about the combining technical and managerial together. That's what
Okay.
even Fese did. The lady who joined us and she shared shared the journey with us. She combined AWS and Scrum together. But now there are people who want to go more in depth into technical. Then I highly recommend everyone that please step into AWS first. That creates a very strong foundation on IT technical knowledge, and then you go ahead with your DevOps. It's my humble request and suggestion to everyone, do not jump into DevOps until you know AWS, because AWS creates a strong foundation of IT infrastructure, and then you go towards DevOps. A lot of students, they ask me this question, but I always say it's a good path. AWS plus DevOps is the best path if you want to take it, but it's just you have to spend at least 4 to 6 months of time. Okay, and it should be sequential. First you have to go for AWS and then DevOps. But if someone who is more interested into managerial, like you find yourself good as supervisor, or you find yourself as good manager, then you combine Scrum Master with AWS. And the best part about Scrum Master and AWS is that you can write these two courses parallelly. But in case of AWS and DevOps, you have to go one by one. First AWS and then DevOps. But in case of AWS and Scrum, or you can say ServiceNow Scrum, you can write these courses in parallel. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, for AWS, can do you guys help someone get to expert level, as in not just
Absolutely.
fundamental?
Yeah, we start from a very basic level. We over here, Thinkcloudly is actually a e-learning platform which is helping students who are coming from non-IT background. So now when we say non-IT background, we take care of this very well, that if you are coming from a non-IT background, we ensure that you understand very basics, okay, like computer fundamentals, cloud fundamentals, and then you start going towards AWS and start picking up different services provided by AWS. So it doesn't matter if you have any experience in IT or not. We always start right from basics, because having strong fundamental and strong basics is very crucial. When you go in the interview, interviewer is always going to focus on your basics. So you have to sound meaningful, you have to sound logical. So for that, having strong basics is important, and that's why every session which we start from very basics. Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah, any other question, anyone? Guys, do you have any other question before we actually move to?
I have a question.
Yes, Michael.
So I wanted to ask if one can start working with AWS like a solution architect first. Is it possible?
Absolutely, yes, yes, it is
Oh,
possible. That is something which is very high in demand. Yeah.
okay. Okay. Then we can now go ahead and do some other courses. Okay, it's not a problem. Thank you.
Thank you. No problem. Yeah. Anyone else? Joy, you want to ask something? Any set?
No, I do not have any question. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
I was going to ask, how long is the Scrum Master session?
So Scrum Master sessions take 4 weeks to 5 weeks. It is total 18 to 20 hours of course which we offer on Scrum Master. It combines your training, interview preparation sessions, case studies. It also has resume building. So we'll be building the resume. So it combines everything, which takes 4 to 5 weeks. In total, it takes 18 to 20 hours of time.
Thank you.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you so much for asking questions, guys. Another
Please.
another 1 second. Yeah, another 3 or 4 minutes, guys, before the offer expires. If anyone who is interested, kindly drop your name in the chat box so that we can personally reach out to you and you guys can avail 50% discount. Okay. Yeah, sure. Also, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Naman. Yeah, I want to ask, because a friend of mine just asked now, what about those people with no IT background? And if they do service now and the certification, do they need to do other IT certification? Or with ServiceNow certification, they can actually get something?
Having one certification is really worth it. This is a very good question, and this is really important for every one of you. So, guys, what Olusolo is asking that if only ServiceNow certification will help. What I recommend everyone that yes, ServiceNow, certification will certainly help. However, having maximum numbers of certification in your resume, that helps. That shows the credibility that you are not new to IT and you have a very good hold of IT. Right now in the industry, if you have your master's or your bachelor's, your graduation degree or not, but having certification matters. Organizations like Google, Tesla, big organizations, they never check your education. They always check how many number of certifications you have. So make sure that you are going through number of certifications. You're adding the certification for AWS, adding the certification for Scrum Master, ServiceNow, whichever certifications you can add. That's actually the really good for your for your resume. Because when what, I tell you a very simple trick to every one of you, that whenever recruiter tries to find out or tries to shortlist your profile, what he or she looks at? He always looks at your certification section. He always looks at that whether you have this particular certification or not. And if he sees list of certification, then your profile matters to him or her. So having certifications and number of certification do matter. If your friend has Olusola, if your friend has only ServiceNow certification, even that works. But having more certification will certainly give him or her some elevated privileges where they can actually get into get more number of recruiter calls. And because see, it's like this: if you're getting more number of recruiter calls, your chances of passing the interview will become higher because you are giving more interviews. So that actually matters. So the conclusion is that yes, having certifications matter. If you have one certification, that's good. But if you have more than one certification, that's really good. That's better.
Nama, I just want to ask, because I'm doing the AW course and now, I know you said something that you could do in the Scrum on Saturdays. What time on Saturdays is this Scrum? What time is the classes?
So Saturday, we have different times. We have like multiple groups because as we have a policy that we cannot keep more than 5 students in one group. So
Yeah.
keep a lot of groups, running. So you can let us know your preferred time and we can make sure that the session is starting at that time. So we are really very flexible with the timing. So we don't have a fixed time and we do not have a fixed start date because our session always start like every 1 or 2 days we start new sessions.
Okay, but okay, one more question. Would you advise that I finish the AWS first before doing the Scrum? What do you think though?
I mean, what I recommend people who are attending sessions on weekdays on Scrum, sorry, on AWS, go for Scrum on weekends. Or if you're attending in the morning and if you have some time in the evening, or if you are attending in the evening and you have some time in the morning during the weekdays, you can go for Scrum. So it's up to you. How do you manage your time? But yes, you can run these two courses in parallel. That actually helps because you understand IT more, that what's the work style in IT, how people work in IT. So you understand more.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, right.
So you want me to do another one?
Yeah, promise. Do you want to ask a question? So can you mute Gaurav or admin? Can you please mute Promise? Okay, guys. Yeah, so guys, one last thing which I want to tell every one of you is that okay, so we are expiring this offer now. Yeah, so thank you everyone for actually coming to this session. And just one more thing, guys, which is a request to every one of you, and that's how you show the support to us. If you refer one friend, you can avail $100 this referral credit. In case any one of you has any friend, any family member who is interested, do refer us and you can avail $100 discount or in your course, or you can avail the direct cashback of $100 if you refer one person. So thank you so much everyone for coming to this session. We really appreciate your time and support you show us. And I am looking forward to receive your queries, and if you need any clarification, do ping me or do ping all of us. You can ping any one of us anytime and we'll be available. Thank you, Nonso. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you. Really appreciate your time, and thank you, Anisha, for giving and spending some time with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.